Okay, good morning. Happy April 27th. Today we're starting a brand new unit in fifth grade, and it's one of my favorite units. So if you're in Pearson Realize, we're going to skip over topic 12 and 13, and we're going to go to topic 14, which is graphing points on a coordinate plane. And I really like this topic, so I hope you guys enjoy it too. We're going to be in lesson 14.1 today, so you could just open up your books today. And I'm going to show you a couple of things about lesson 14.1. So let's go there right now. Let's wait for this to load. Okay, so we are going to be doing today, what we're doing is we're going to map or we're going to locate points on a grid. So some of you may be like, what is a coordinated grid? Well, this right here is a coordinated grid. So anything that has an X and Y axis is a coordinated grid. So this right here is a coordinated grid too. So we're going to go to page 778 right now. So go ahead and get out your book so you could kind of follow along with this lesson. Okay, so how do you name a point on a coordinate grid? And why do you think this is important? Well, usually it's important, especially if you want to tell somebody where the fire is, right? Or where the hospital is, or where your house is, or where that star is, or where the park is. You have to give them some points to tell them there. So a map shows location of landmarks and has guides for finding them. In a similar way, a coordinate grid is used to graph and name the locations of a point on a plane. And you could use ordered pairs to locate the grid. Okay, so let's go on and kind of understand a couple of things. The first important thing that you really need to know about a coordinate grid is there's two what we call axes. And that just means that this side right here is the x-axis, and this side is called the y-axis. And then right where they meet is origin or zero right here. So just so you understand that. A point on a grid is named using the ordered pair of numbers. The first number is always the x, and that's the distance from the origin to the x. So right there. So if I'm going to map 1, 3, I find 1 right here. And you could see that that's where I find 1, and then I find 3 right there. And that's where I map A. So the second number is a y coordinate. It names the distance of how high you go. Now, this is how I remember it, right? Okay, so let me show you how I remember the x, y. Well, let me get a different color here so you could see that. This is how I remember, because a lot of people forget which one is x and which one is y. I always remember this one's x, and I remember this is y because of the long y right here. It's long, so I remember that that's y, and that's how I remember it. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to put points on a grid, and it might seem tricky, but it's really not. So let's all move on to now page 779. And you could see here we're going to start, and we're going to start with your graphing point E at 0, 5. Do you move to the right 0 units or up 0 units? Well, we could kind of know that because we said 0, 5, and my x is 0 and my y is 5. So if I have a little plane here, and this is 0, well, I don't go anywhere else. I just stop right there. So I move to the right 0 units. So that's the right answer right there. Okay, so describe how you're going to graph the point K at 5, 4. Well, we said x is 5, so that's the first thing we do. So when we have a graph here, we would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's where I'd start. But then this 4 tells me I have to go up 4. So remember, I'm right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5, 4. This is point K. And we always label our points. Okay, so number 4 and 5, write the ordered pair. That means what is X, and we usually write it in parentheses. What is X, comma, Y? Okay, so let's take a look and see where B is. Well, I see that B is right there. And I'm going to start, and you guys could do this in your book right away, with putting a parentheses and a comma in the middle. So here we go. Let's take a look at this. If B, I said X always comes first. So how many did you go over? Well, let's count. 1, 2, 3. So we went over 3. And how many up did we go? 1, 2. Okay. So we went over 3. That's our X. So that's our first number. And we went up 2. So that's our Y. And that's all we do. We have to figure out where the points are. This means if I tell my friend that point is at 3, comma 2, he'll know where to put it on the graph without me having to do anything, right? I don't even have to show it to him. I could just tell him that way. So here's a tricky one. Where would A be? So remember, we start with writing our parentheses and then we put our comma. What is X at A? Have we moved at all? Let's think about that. Oh, I don't think we moved at all. So X would be 0. What about Y? Did we go up at all? Nope, we didn't move anywhere. So that point is called 0, 0. That's also called our origin. Okay, in 6 and 7, name the point for each of these ordered pairs. Okay, let me erase all this so you could take a look at it. Okay, so he wants me to find 5, comma 3. Remember, 5 is X and 3 is Y. So this is X. So I go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And how high does he want me to go? Well, he wants me to go 3 points. 1, 2, 3. And this point is called D. So that's the answer to number 6. Number 7, this is X, and 4 is Y. So for number 7, he wants me to go over 1 point and then up how many? Well, I'm going to go back here and look at Y. He wants me to go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this point is point C. Okay, I hope that helps a little bit, but we're going to keep practicing. Okay, so and this is going to be your homework now. You're going to do page 8. You're going to do this page right here, 779 today. So you're going to take a look at it. Okay, so let's look. I'll do some for you. Let's look and see right away for this one. I want you to get used to when it asks you what the ordered pair is. Let me get a pencil here. When it asks you what the ordered pair is, right away, I want you to do this for each one. You're going to write parentheses and put a comma. Parentheses and put a comma. Right here, you're going to write parentheses and put a comma because your answer is going to look like this. Okay, so let's look at T. Where is T on this graph? Well, I see T right here. Okay, what's our X at T? Have we moved at all? No, we stayed at 0. So for T, our first number is 0. Now, what's our Y? Well, I see that our Y number is 5. So I'm going to write that down, and that's my answer for number 8. Okay, not bad. You guys could finish the rest on this. I think you'll do great. But let me do one from down here, right? This one says, name a point for each ordered pair on the grid. Okay, so he wants me to tell him what letter on this grid right here is 0, 3. Okay, let's go up. Remember, 0 is X. Did I move at all at X? Nope. But Y is 3, so he told me to go up 3. And I did, and that letter is now M. Okay, so that's your work for today. I think you guys are going to have fun with it. Okay, so today you're going to do 2 pages. You're going to do page 779. That's this wonderful page. And you're only going to do 8 through, I think I assigned 8 through 18. And then you're going to go off to page 781. And we could flip over to that page just so you could take a look at it. This is some more fun stuff. But you're also going to do 781, and you're just going to do 1 through 18. And it looks confusing, but I have faith in you guys. You guys can handle this. I updated your calendar, so you're all good with what you're going to do this week. And I can't wait to see you at Zoom on Tuesday. If you're confused, come to Zoom on Tuesday. I'd love to see you guys. All right, have a happy Monday. See you guys soon. Bye.